All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This Pastor Dow. I am back in, which I'm sure you can see, and I'm here after doing somewhat of what I call an investigation on the situation with this Keith Scott shooting in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, we just had another man shot and killed in cold blood in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Then right off the heels of that, the very next day, we had this guy sitting in a truck, reading a book, and then he ends up dead. Now, here's the situation. Before we go any farther, let me educate you. You see, whenever I train people, whenever I'm doing any type of training, be it church training, or if I'm training individuals, or if you're at campgrounds or no matter what, and then all of a sudden there's a threat, a literal threat come. What most people do not know out there, and you probably won't know unless you actually trained by someone who is an expert. But I want you to understand. You see this? This is a Sharpie. That is a gun. You see this? This is a knife. That is a gun. Do you see this? This is a pair of scissors. This is a gun. Do you see this? This is a pen. This is a gun. Do you see this? This is chapstick. This is a gun. What most people don't understand is that anytime that the police starts coming around and there's something that's considered a threat, at least when I train people, and I know this is the doctrine, everything is a gun. Everything is a gun. And the reason why everything is a gun, because what it does, it brings a heightened sense of awareness. It escalates the situation to bring soberness of mind. That's what it does. That's why everything is a gun, and you treat every threat as if it is a gun situation. So if you see a knife, you holler gun. That's what I teach to people. Gun, gun, gun. What do you think they're teaching them out there? The same exact thing. So whenever they talk, gun. Even now you can see that they're making sure that anytime there's a situation like this where there's a possibility of someone being eliminated or someone being shot and killed, that you're going to hear them drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop. You're going to hear that over and over and over again to the point that you even believe and you even think it's a gun out there, when it could be a Sharpie, a knife, a pair of scissors, a pen, or some chapstick. That's just the truth. And that's the things that they don't tell you, the general public out there, because people just don't know. And it's important for you to be educated in everything that you do. Bottom line is, they had literally no probable cause for this situation right here. This man did not deserve to die. He had marijuana on him. Okay, who was harmed? Who was harmed? Marijuana in North Carolina is a misdemeanor charge. He had a gun. You can open carry in North Carolina. It is a open carry state, just like Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, Georgia. You can go on and on. So there's nothing illegal about this man having a gun. As a matter of fact, when you look at the video footage, the man does not even show that he has a gun in his hand, but yet still the police officer hollering, gun, drop the gun, drop the gun. In his case, it is said he had a book in his hand. That is also a gun. You see, the general public, when you don't understand things, when you do not comprehend things, the first thing that you do, and of course public sentiment is starting to sway, it's starting to change, because the police officers, law enforcement just simply do not have a good rapport with the court of public opinion or general public, because they have all been known to be liars and falsifiers of information. I just got finished the other day as I was coming back from South Carolina. That boot-licking, jack-leg, pork-chop David Clark. He's under fire now. And mind you, Fox News, it makes no apologies whatsoever at all, parading him out in front of these cameras. presenting him as he is the be-all, end-all, and the so-called authority. Let me see. We all get it right now. The general public does. This is a war against America. And no matter what these police do, because there's always a presumption of innocence coming from the news media anytime a police is involved in anything. These boogers set up and lied. And mind you, I'm going back. I'm not digressing too much. I'm going back. I'm just drawing a narrative here. I'm giving you some conclusions so you can see the type of system that we're up against. Here's a young white woman traveling on the road. The police officer did not stop at the stop sign, yield or anything. She's going, he T-bones her. The police officer does. The first thing they do, and mind you, this white woman's neck is broke. She can't even comply to a field sobriety test because her neck is broke. First thing they start to do is they scurry to try to find something in her blood system, to try to find something on her so that they can say that even though that the police officer did hit her, that there's a reason why that she was driving down that road and she was wrong. They held that position for the longest until Fox News 6 got a video camera surveillance from some building. And you can tell we're a police state because cameras are everywhere watching you, big brother. And if it wasn't for this video camera footage, these bootlicking liars who call law enforcement, these abusers of power, remember, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. They try to make that woman out of a liar. She's an innocent civilian who got hit by a police officer. The police lied, caught red-handed. David Clark is caught covering up the information. You know why? Because the code of blue laws, the blue code of silence. In other words, no matter what a police officer does, we will not rat you out for nothing. We will stick by you through thick and thin. You see, unless you yourself personally are a victim of police brutality, unless you yourself personally are a victim of all these heinous acts, you're going to continue to keep being swayed by the news media, being swayed by these so-called people who parade themselves up there in front of the news cameras and stuff, and you're going to be persuaded by the police. I'm sorry, but the American public sentiment is that cops are evil. That's all there is to it. First of all these traffic stops is going on. Does anybody not know that, come on, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in this world. And you're sitting on the side of the road, want to catch somebody doing 3 miles over the speed limit so you can get them a $175 ticket in order to keep the court's cash flow going? I mean, is that what this is really truly all about? Oh, I don't even want to hear it. So anyway, they did not find this man had a gun in his hands. And because of all this fear that is in these people, you get shot. Now, here we are again. Here's a man that has the legal right, the lawful right to carry, and you still end up dead. So what's the solution? Hashtag solution. What do we do as the general public when we do not break the laws and yet and still we end up shot and killed and dead? There's a lot of theater. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of circus going on. I want to know what is the solution for us, because we can't look from the solution from the very system that oppresses us, the very system that lies against us, and the very system that protects its own self. The Tulsa police officer, they're not even going to get her. They waiting for her to turn herself in. They had about helicopters, MRAPs. They had about 7, 8, 9 police cars, everything. If it was you and I, boy, they would have been a show of force, and everybody in the neighborhood automatically. They must have did something. Isn't that amazing? Why is it that they have got our minds conditioned that we are always in the wrong when the police pulls us over or the police says something? I don't have a sentiment. Hashtag solutions. Somebody tell me, give me the solution What happens when you comply with the law, when you do what the law says and you still end up dead? Just because you got a bunch of people pulling up around, drop the gun, and they're acting like a bunch of damn mavericks, these cowards. Utterly amazing. I mean, I have in my own personal mind what needs to be done, but I'm putting this on you because we have too many people out here that love bumping their gums and running their mouths. They love taking positions. But these same people do not have any solutions whatsoever at all. I have a solution, but you ain't gonna like my solution because you're already conditioned to believe that no matter what the police says, no matter what they do, they are right. And the reason why you have that position is because your experience is a whole lot different than a lot of other people's, and especially mine. Now, do I believe that all police officers are evil? No, I don't. But when you continue to keep seeing this, did you go back and look at the map that I asked you to see how many people have died by civilians, have died by police officers? Since Ferguson, 2014, over 2,200 people have been shot and killed dead. It's like it went from there to steroids. It's like it's just open season. It's like the cops are going deer hunting against the civilian populace. Hashtag solutions. Hashtag solutions. Remember what I said. If the police come up to you, and now because they got the video cameras and everything running, you're going to hear their speech. It's always going to be gun, 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 gun. Everything is a gun. That's how I train people. Because what it does, it calls people to react. Everything is a gun. I'm going to tell you right now, you can tell that the majority of police officers do not have any military training whatsoever at all. You can tell that. They are not professionals or experts at all. They are scared to death. That's what they are. And that's the response that you're seeing and you're watching. And then the first thing they do is because they are in the system. Remember, I'm going to say it again. An assault on the king's soldier is just like an assault on the king itself. That's the reason why you do not see President Barack Hussein Obama saying anything. Beside that, 8 years later, and he still ain't got the troops home. And we have never even declared war. Hashtag solution. Somebody come up with something.